found the thing I'm good at," she scoffed. "But does that even matter to you? Did it ever matter to you?" She let out a deep breath, shook her head wearily, then let it drop between her shoulders. "They need me to lead them, Justin. They need me to lead them all. What am I supposed to do now?" she pleaded, slumping backwards into the closest available seat. A moment later, J.D. lifted her head, and with eyes as deep and vacant as space, stared across at the untouched desk and empty chair of the assassinated president, waiting for an answer she knew would never come. 72 hours earlier. Admiral Black's command shuttle approached the landing bay of the AWS Dolphin. "Omad-ship," noted J.D. as she stared out a port window, had been none the worse for its wear. Recently restocked at Altamont and updated at the Jedritar shipyards in Ceres, the Dolphin was thankfully spaceworthy. "It will need to be," she thought, returning to her work. The Admiral's normally taciturn qualities had become positively glacial. She'd recently been caught off guard, and it was eating her alive. Worse, her stupidity might very well have cost everyone the war. The lines in her maimed brow, normally pronounced in a sort of twisted arc when roused, seemed frozen in place, as if sculpted by some macabre surgical procedure. The belt had been cracked, and Christina, her darling, tenacious Christina, was trapped at Altamont. The enemy's siege would succeed, and the critical fortress would fall, in weeks at the earliest, a month at the latest. The Alliance had lost more than 30 ships and hundreds of thousands of miners. "One more month," thought J.D., teeth clenched, hand slowly working its way over the now familiar distorted grooves and ridges of her pockmarked face. "One more month. That's all I needed." In another month, they would have had the Via, a high-acceleration spaceway, to Altamont. Then she could have crushed Trang, or at the very least broken through the siege long enough for all to evacuate. But Trang had either gotten lucky or outsmarted her. She'd wished it were the former, but in her gut she suspected the latter, which galled her even more. And now they were really in it. Still, all the recent losses could at least be framed within the context of military snafus. Even Christina, whom she'd loved as a friend and military wunderkind, held more value to her as a defensive tactician than as a close confidant. J.D. could force herself to be objective about any and all of it. All of them. That objectivity was what made her so good at what she did. She moved on, found weaknesses where none were thought to exist, exploited opportunities at every instance. Cold was good, dead was good, and she'd almost stayed in that invulnerable space between the two, but for the one person who'd somehow managed to find and then crawl into the small hole she'd inadvertently left uncovered. Fawa Solnat Hamdi may have been the birth mother of the astral awakening, but to J.D., the woman was also the only mother she'd ever really known. And the fact that she was gone now, murdered, was killing her. Because Fawa's only daughter, the supposed greatest admiral in human history, had failed to see it coming. Her first impulse had been to hunt down and destroy every UHF squadron in the region. It might not have been the most rational thing to do, but it sure would have felt good. Plus, it could have been done with impunity, as Trang was still in the midst of his murderous rampage on the far side of the belt, some 933 million kilometers away. But then, the other shoe dropped. Justin Cord, leader of the free worlds and hope to untold billions still languishing